Welcome back. As a part of the conceptual class, we understood what are functions. We'll take examples as a part of the practical class and deepen our understanding. First and foremost thing is, let's go ahead and define a simple function. I defined a function. The name of the function is my function. I opened the braces and I gave the colon, and below that I have given a print statement. Let's go ahead and execute this in Python terminal. Done. Hey, nothing is happening here. Why nothing is happening here? When we executed the if statement, when we executed the while loops, we used to get the results immediately. Nothing is happening here. Do you guys remember? What we discussed is we have to call the function to get the statements executed. Let's go ahead and call the function now. Very simple. Now you can see hello from function. So we defined a function and we called a function. When we called a function, what are the statements which is there within the function that gets executed? As a part of this function, we have not specified or we have not passed any arguments. Let us pass an argument and see how it works. All I will do is I will take this function and modify this. I am passing an argument called variable. You can pass any argument, any variable. You can pass x, you can pass y. Now I will alter this print statement. Let's go ahead and execute this function with a variable and see how it behaves. It's done. Now, while calling this function, we got to pass the argument. What we'll do here is we defined a function with a variable. Variable here is an argument or we are passing a parameter. As we have already understood, we got to call the function. But while calling the function, we need to provide the value. Here, all we are trying to do is hello plus variable. As a part of this function, you got to pass a value. Here, I am passing Leonardo. When I execute this, it say hello Leonardo. This is how you write a function by passing an argument. We'll see how to pass a default parameter, and also when we pass a default parameter, if we don't provide any value while calling a function, then how the function behaves. Let's see that example now. Now we executed this function. Let's go ahead and say my underscore function. It says hello Raj. Then let us change this to Rani. It says hello Rani. If I don't give any value while calling the function, it takes the default value, default parameter, whatever you have passed on. We can also pass a list as an argument. How do we do it? Let's take an example. First of all, let's go ahead and define a list called fruits. See, we are using whatever we have learned in the previous lectures. We are defining a list here. As you know, we can create a list by giving the variable name in the square braces. So the first one being let's go ahead and create this. We have learned as a part of our loops, how do we iterate through the list? We need to use that also here. Let me define a function. We need to specify a colon here, as we have already seen after for, because it's a loop. Then go ahead and provide the what you need to do. Print, I'll say x. Let's go ahead and execute this function. Let's call this function now. You can see all the values, all the elements in the fruits list are printed by this function. When we call this function by taking value as fruits. Wonderful. What if we don't want to print? We just want to return the value. In that case, we can use the return. It's simple. Let's go ahead and reuse this function. Instead of print, go ahead and use the return statement. As a part of the return, you can specify some logic also. That's it. Let's go ahead and we are done. So my function, let's give your favorite number. At the moment, let's go ahead and give 2. It gives this value. That is how we can use a return as a part of your function. To wrap up this practical, let's see how we can use the recursion. This is where we are recursing a function. We are all set to execute this function. Let's go ahead and execute. Hopefully there are no indentation errors. If they are, we'll fix that. This is how the recursion function is defined. If you see what is happening here is we are calling a try recursion function as a part of the try recursion function itself. Let us try to execute this with one value. Try recursion, that's a 6 here. Now it is giving a value 21. Why is that? For the first time, the value of m is set to 6. 6 is greater than 0. Then 6 plus 6 minus 1. It will be 5. Now, until the value of this m becomes 0, it will go on iterating and adding the value of m to whatever is being returned here. So that way, it will iterate through the value until the final value becomes 0. As soon as it becomes 0, then m is not greater than 0, it will come out of the loop. This is how the recursion function works, where we are including one function as a part of the same function itself, which is called as a recursive function. Wonderful. Then we have seen different examples of the functions. Please do practice without fail. Thank you.